Hey guys, what's up? It's Lost Gecko here with a brand new video. This is another build showcase on the Ardacraft server, similar to what I did the other day. So today we got Dak and Fornad and Guan Yu. They're sort of the people behind this amazing server. And they're going to sort of show me around the Mithlond area of the map. So without further ado, let's get started. How about all you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves?
I will go first. I'm Fornad. I am the co-founder and leader of Ardacraft.
Alright.
Hi, I'm Dak. I've been a member ever since we started. I kind of took over Mithlond after we went through a crisis, but I ended up finishing the project along with Hearthseeker, and it turned out to be a wonderful project in the end.
Alright, now you, Guan.
Yeah, I'm Guan. I've been here pretty much since the beginning, and I'm mainly focused on dwarven stuff, but sometimes I help out with elven builds.
Alright, so I'll follow you guys, and you can sort of show me around.
Sweet. All right. Well, we haven't planned any of this, so I guess we'll just go through the center of the city and take you to some of the major locations.
Yeah. This time I'm going to turn my game sound down just a little bit. It's a little bit loud. There we go. Alright. Okay.
Shall I give some background for the city in terms of
Sure.
the lore? Sure. So this city, people would only really recognize it if you've only watched the films. Right at the end of the third film, when they all kind of go off into the sunset, and Frodo and Gandalf go off on that ship, that is where this is. The Great Havens, they're also known as. Yeah, they're basically a kind of capital for the elves of Lindon, which is a kingdom in the west of Middle-earth, and have slowly been kind of depopulating over the past 6,000 or so years as the elves have been going into the west. So about half of the buildings in this city are abandoned at the moment.
Alright, so looks like we're coming up on a pretty major building here.
Yeah, this is the library. Dak, Guan, did either of you guys work on this?
Yeah, actually, me and Hart built this whole entire library. We used an old chunk of the palace from the old palace before we revamped the palace, and we decided that it needed to be used in something pretty spectacular, and this turned out to be a pretty great structure in the end.
Yeah, it's sort of situated on like a little elevated piece of land, I see. Very cool. Right. I still can't really wrap my head around how you guys build this stuff.
Yeah, it's a big city. For context, this place took us 13 months from start to finish. That's
Damn.
A year and a month. Yeah. So it was a pretty massive build, and it definitely took a lot of work, took a lot of life out of the server. Really, people were really struggling towards the end.
Though it must be said, it mainly took so long because we were not prepared for a city like this. We basically did not plan much. We really didn't know what we were doing back then.
Yeah, like, so you guys pulled through pretty well.
In the end, we learned.
We did, yeah. I mean, Guan's right. We started off doing the city when beforehand we'd only ever done like little hobbit villages in the Shire, And so suddenly we launched ourselves into a city that's like, that still is, I believe, the largest city ever made in the Conquest Resource Pack. It still holds that title. And it takes a while.
And for those who are wondering, if you haven't seen my previous video, this is on the Conquest Reforged mod pack, and what that does is essentially it uses a special sort of metadata thing, I can't really explain it, to add thousands of new blocks into the game, which made all this possible.
Absolutely, yeah. It's a fantastic mod, and it's essentially has revolutionized the building, I would say, for pretty much all players.
And I tried my hand at building stuff with this mod, and I just found myself like not knowing 98% of the blocks. So now I'm on a flat world, placing down every single block in the game, trying to figure out what everything is.
It's a big culture shock coming out of vanilla. Yeah, definitely.
Yes, it is.
And you've got to, I think with what we do with our builds, we tend to like pick a palette of blocks that are good and like find the blocks and then go and build. We don't tend to use every single block available to us in the build. It tends to be like
now, I'd say my favorite texture so far is this plastered stone. right here. Yeah, plastered stone. That's probably one of my favorites. That's gonna definitely be replacing cobblestone in a lot of my builds.
It's a nice one, yeah. So this is the area we're in now is the remnants of the palace. So the palace here used to have an elven king who ruled from here, but he died sort of about 3,000 or so years ago. And now the palace has been preserved kind of in his memory, but there hasn't been anyone to replace him since then.
I do like this big grand room here.
Yeah, if you fly up, this takes us into the throne room.
Nice. Yeah, so it's sort of like with what was that on Darland?
In Harland, yeah, there's a similar one in Harland.
Yeah, with a sort of circular thing going on.
Yeah, it's kind of like an elven signature thing, I guess.
Yeah. So I do want to sort of check out that harbor I saw on my way in.
Yeah, sure. Let's go down to it.
And I definitely like what you guys do with the train. Katie, get off my desk. Okay. Alright, so yeah, let's go check this harbor.
Yeah, so this has a ship being built here, and there's a few other ships.
Yeah, I like your 45-degree ships. That's something you don't see.
The whole city is kind of on a 45-degree angle in a way, so it made sense to do it this way. Turned out quite well.
Sure did. So, describe what's different from the processes of building a 90-degree ship to a 45.
Well, I'm personally not someone who builds as much as some of the other people here, so I don't know if you guys want to take this question. Dak, go on.
I've personally never built a ship before, so I couldn't tell.
I feel like we're not the right people. Dak, have you built a ship?
No, I haven't, but I've noticed that with the diagonal, you just have to form it correctly. If it's not,
yeah, it does look like it'd be a lot harder.
Yeah, if you don't form it correctly, it's going to look really weird. It's with the new addition of our corner blocks and stuff like that, it might be a little easier at this point, but we built these without the corner blocks before we got those, and it seems to... I never built.
Yeah, and what's cool about the Conquest pack is if I take one of these blocks and press C, then I get like a bunch of different types of that block.
Oh yeah, it's
with
awesome.
like you get arches and pillars and all that other stuff. I'm just gonna turn on F3.
Yeah,
Alright.
You can actually shape the under the water of the 45 a lot better than...
I think the only thing this is missing is just full-on micro blocks.
Yeah, I
Like,
feel like
if you ever seen the
want
little
that,
tiles plugin, where you can basically take a pixel and like you can reshape blocks by the pixel.
Yeah, we have seen that. Yeah, I feel like if that happened, we would have to go back and like change all of our builds, and I don't want to do that because we've done so much. So it's like, actually, I'm quite happy with what we have currently.
Yeah. So this place looks really pretty. I like this sort of tiered design and this arch too. That's really nice.
Yeah, this was one of the earliest things built for the city actually, and it's kind of become the centerpiece of the city in a way. Obviously, the palace is impressive as well, but this is kind of the signature.
So, what was the first thing you built here?
This bridge.
Yeah, it was this bridge actually. Yeah, it kind
This
of
one
existed.
right here?
Yeah, it existed before the city itself did, and then we pasted it in. But then we started actually with the area near the gate that we came in. Yeah, that was the first sort of area that we built in terms of buildings. But if you come, I don't know where you are. If you come this way, kind of northeast, this way where I am,
All right, I'm coming.
you'll see that the city stretches out this way as well. Yeah, the scale of it is kind of crazy.
This is actually about half the city, what we're seeing right now.
Yeah.
And the funny
So it
thing
looks like
about...
this is like another palace up here. Oh no, that's just a bunch of buildings that sort of look like.
Yeah, it's like a noble house. So high up on the ridge, you tend to get like the houses of the sort of noble elves, and then kind of lower down is more like the common elves, the normal, the working class people, I guess you could say. Yeah, and so up here you get the mansions, and they have much fancier interiors, that kind of thing.
Now, besides the big palace over there, what do you think is the most intricate build on here?
It's a good question.
I would say personally the theater with the giant mansion above it.
All right, let's go take a look at that.
Yeah, let's do that actually. So I know where you are now. If you fly across here with me over this way,
All right.
this is to the other side of the city. So this is what blows
Oh.
people's minds typically.
I
is
didn't
that-
see that there's a whole other side to the city here.
Yeah, it's that big. That's as we were saying, you've only seen about half of it so far.
Yeah.
And then the rest.
So I remember seeing this other thing like with the curved sort of seawalls in Harland. That's another thing that I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a similar thing here. It's to kind of create a calm harbor for ships so they don't get rocked by.
So there's a
storms.
theater right here.
No,
or-
the theater is.
Oh, this one right here with the dome.
Nope.
Beyond
it's
that.
further than that.
Beyond
It's
that?
Yeah, the dome is the council building. If you keep going, the theater's kind of in the northeast corner.
All right, I don't really have my HUD on, so I can't really see my map.
Okay, no, you
Go to your right.
Yeah, go over this way. It's such a huge city, you
Right.
get lost in it.
Just
If I
a
ever
bit to your
get
left.
if I ever get too far off track, just teleport me. Oh, this right here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the massive amphitheater.
Oh,
Yeah.
that is amazing. Like, I mean, wow. Okay, that's sweet. And so this is where like whoever's in charge would sit right here in this little booth.
Yeah,
Right.
quite possibly. Yeah, the VIP.
So what exactly would be going on here? Like what would be performed?
Well, I mean, there's nothing in the lore to suggest that this existed, but
Well, with the
Um,
current setup it has right now with these sort of seats and these desks, like
Oh,
would this
yeah,
be like a
well,
music event?
I assume this is a music event at the moment. Yeah, so they could have music here, they could have plays, they could have.
Yeah, that's something you actually add like actual music stand textures. That'd be cool. You get actual music stands.
That would be nice, yeah.
We actually have an easel texture that's pretty close.
All right, so I haven't really seen very many interiors. So why don't you show me an interior of? some-
Yeah, if you just come up here, actually, the house above the theater has a pretty cool interior. This is one of the noble mansions.
All right, so if you just let's take a peek inside.
Yeah, this is the balcony here. So if you come up down here,
I was following Pooh's. Where are you at? Just teleport me.
I'll teleport you inside. Yeah, hang on.
Sweet. Okay.
I don't know if you can see our custom paintings. I don't know if that's enabled.
Oh yeah, I can see them. It's like so. This one is that supposed to? That's a diamond, and that's a.
Yeah,
And
so
these
each
are like
of-
supposed to be elves.
Yeah, each of the noble houses have their own one of these diamonds, and it's kind of like their coat of arms or like their symbol kind of thing that represents the family. So each will have their own custom one.
So how many paintings are in the Conquest texture pack or resource pack or whatever? Just to give sort of
Well, we
sense
have
of
our
scale.
own. We have our own texture pack with our that kind of goes on top of the default one, and those will have kind of custom paintings made for this map specifically.
Is that all that's in the AC overlay?
That's exactly, and that I think in total, I mean, there must be about 200 maybe go on total. I don't know.
Yeah, and in
I think
original
about
Minecraft,
200.
were there like 16?
Yeah, not many, not many. Here's another one here. That's cool. Yeah, there's all sorts on the walls actually. So, but yeah, the
Just
whole
like what you're able to do with this texture pack is just amazing.
it is cool. Yeah, and so all the interiors that you see, I mean, all the houses that you've seen so far, all of them will have interiors. Everything. I mean, that
Yeah, that's
that
something
is
that's
what
really
takes
cool about this
the
map. It's-
time.
What I love is just everything is so connected together. Like you'll go on other medieval maps and like there'll be equally amazing builds, but they're not connected, and that's what makes this map special. Is just how connected everything is.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, that's the thing. I think the nice thing about this map is you can pretty much stand on any road on the server, and it will take you to any other part of the server. And you will go through terrain, and there's stuff along the way to see.
You know, what I meant by
You know,
connection is like the buildings they flow together.
Oh right, okay, yeah, that's also true. Yeah,
Yeah.
There's a certain, as you say, there's a flow to them, and that takes planning and time and patience and more patience, but eventually.
So, what's the ratio of time of planning to time of building that most of these take, or Mithlond took, to be specific?
Usually it's kind of organic, honestly. I mean, usually the plan for a build is completed maybe in about a week or maybe 2 weeks. Depends on the size of it, of course, but what we tend to do is we'll tend to sort of edit the plan as we go. So we'll kind of like create like a general plan, like, this is roughly where everything's going to be. And then as we go, we'll kind of change things. It really depends on the leadership style of the person who's making
Well,
it,
What about Mithlond? How long that planning take?
Well, that was part of the issue, honestly. I mean, as we were saying earlier, we hadn't actually done a big city before we reached Mithlond, and so we didn't spend long enough planning. I would say we only spent about a week or so planning it, and it kind of it was harder than it should have been otherwise, because we had to redo a lot of stuff later on because we hadn't planned it properly. So when we have done later cities, we've learned, Harlond, for example, we learned from our mistakes in Mithlond, and kind of planned that whole one a lot better. So it went a lot smoother for the whole server.
All right. Also, I got lost. Can you teleport me again, please?
Sure.
Yeah,
Let's
sorry
find a
about
good
that.
place for you to go. Let's go inside the council building. Sure.
Sweet. Oh, so this is a council building?
Yeah. So this is where so they don't have a king anymore, as I said earlier, but they kind of would deliberate here, and they'd have like the elders meet in this place to discuss anything that was needed.
Yeah, sweet.
But yeah, it is just vast. I mean, there's no way. I mean, you would if you wanted to look inside every interior in this place, it would take you, hours and hours and hours.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'll just teleport you to a random place. So this is just a random house. This is an abandoned house.
Oh.
So this is one that was kind of left behind by the elves. Like the elves who used to live here have gone into the west, and now you can see it's kind of.
So where is the west?
So well,
Like is that like
what direction
Harland?
wise? So
No, it's like Harland?
Harland is west of here, yes, but it's still in Middle Earth. So like, if you look at the map of Middle Earth, Mithlond and Harland and stuff, they're all on like the western coast, and then where they go is way out beyond into like the Western Ocean, and that takes them to kind of something similar to heaven almost. It's like a kind of it's kind of another world in a sense, where the elves like are meant to be, and that's where they can be kind of immortal forever. Like if they stay in Middle Earth, they'll kind of slowly fade and fade away, because Middle Earth is like a mortal realm, and they should technically be living in like the Undying Lands, the Valinor, the land of the immortals, and so that's why they have to leave eventually. And so that's where they're going, and that's not something that we're going to build, mainly because it's like too far away and too big, and we have too much else to do. But yeah.
So why don't you show me a actual interior for an inhabited house? Just like to see,
Sure.
because you guys do quite a good interior when it comes to detail, and I just like to showcase that.
Go on. Do you want to find one? I can't. I'm looking for one now.
Yeah, I've got one.
Sure.
I think this guy's a painter.
Oh no, I found one. Hang on.
All right.
This one is good. I'm not sure. I think this guy makes. Maybe he's. I think he might be selling paintings, but I can't remember what this guy does. But anyway, yeah, this is an inhabited house.
Right, where are you at? So you can sort of show me around.
I might be invisible for you. I don't know if you can see the rest of us. We're all in here.
Well, did I have my like, F1 off or something?
Maybe we are right here.
Well, I'm in the sort of storefront, just outside
Yeah.
the house.
Yeah.
We are right next to you.
I can't see you guys.
It's a weird bug. If you just explore the interior of that house, I mean, it'll
Yeah, you guys just follow me, I guess.
should we change worlds, Aeon? Is that what you're saying? Or for it to see us? Okay.
Change worlds.
No, I'm going to change worlds and change back. Maybe you'll see me now.
All right.
I'm behind you now.
Oh, here you go. Okay. Right, I can see it.
So if you just leave them around, Zach, this goes upstairs up here. This is kind of the living area. And again, you can see our heavy use of the paintings in this build. We've got like
Yes.
gondolin and crossed oars on the wall, for paddling and that kind of thing. So it really adds a lot more detail.
Hi.
Hey, we're just showing someone around.
Yeah, we're probably gonna end it soon.
Yep, if you want to. One last thing to show you would be the farms to the north of the city, which you
Okay.
may have seen.
Just go ahead and teleport me.
Sure, give me a sec. So this is the kind of area of farmland to the north. There's also farms to the south, but kind of shows one of our main priorities in building.
Yeah, I like
is to
that
make-
terrace to design. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. We try to make it realistic, and so like everything, these people living in the city have to eat. So obviously you need to have farms outside. So we have like a winery area. We have crops. We have vegetables growing. We have,
Yeah, I remember that the first thing I explored on my Harland showcase was the winery. If you guys saw that video, that was like the first thing I took a look at. Okay, now I do have one final question. If you could describe to me what the research process is for a build, because I know you guys do quite a lot.
The research process.
Yes.
Yeah. So hang on. Let me just. Yeah, Dak, do you want to teleport into to those dogs quickly? Yeah. So the resource. So the research. What am I saying? The research was, or usually is, that we would look into the books first. So we would read the books. We'd check, all the descriptions that we need to check, because obviously our priority is to make, this world from the books. So we have to check everything is in line with those. And then what we'll also do is we do like historical research in a way. So we'll look at like how like medieval farming used to work, and how like what we would need to build in order to make that work too. So we have all kinds of documents set up. Like we have a trees and nature-based document where we have all the plants and trees that we have on the server, and like that kind of shows like what species need to be where in terms of like how in terms of realism. And then we also have a farms document, 3,000 word farm document, which explains everything that you need to know in terms of farming, realism, and all that stuff. So we have a lot of documents pre-set up kind of for leaders to consult. But yeah, it's essentially it all starts with the books, and it has to start with the books because we're making a world that is accurate to Tolkien's imagination. So that's where it starts, but it goes from there, and there's all kinds of stuff that goes into it over time.
Awesome. Well, that's pretty much all I got time for. We did go a little bit over, but a big thank you to all of you. Dak, Farland, that was your name, right? Fornad?
Fornad, yeah, Fornad.
Yeah, Fornad. Guan. Do you guys have any YouTube channels that you'd like me to promote?
The only one I would promote is the Ardacraft YouTube channel. If you search for us on YouTube, that's...
yeah, I'll have that. Yeah, I'll have that linked in the description. But anyways, thanks a lot, guys. Thanks a lot for watching, and thanks a lot to Fornad, Dak, and Guan for showing me around. Big thank you, and I hope you guys all have an amazing day, night, morning, week, whatever. Please do subscribe and like for daily gaming videos on a variety of games, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye bye.